Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. This is a race from yesterday. It was the last race of the week with the Super Formulas at the Red Bull Ring. You can go ahead and skip to the race start that I've left in the timestamp if you don't care about any of this stuff. But essentially, I just wanted to mention that I am going to be uploading a lot more, and I plan on being much more consistent than I was in the past. I've got everything set up now. It should visually just look a lot better than it did before. So you've got your standings on the top, telemetry, bottom right, and you got my camera on the left, as well as a little bit of a wider field of view. It's much easier for me to record this way. So without further ado, let's jump into the race start, because today was an exciting one. And also, if you enjoy the video today, please be sure to leave a like, as it really helps out the channel. It'll help us grow and give us more opportunities in the future. Anyways, let's jump to the race start. Alright, so here we go. 20 minutes at the Red Bull Ring. The 4 lights are up. Let's give it a go here. Let's see how this ends up panning out. So I actually get quite a decent launch, pretty normal. Car to the right side on my outside there, looking for a move. A little bit of late braking. I decide to actually just go to the outside here. I wanted to stay out of the trouble, and of course there was some trouble. We'll take a look at that at the end. That car, unfortunately, now out of the race, as well as a couple others that got collected in that. But here we are. We survived the start, which is always a good thing, especially when you haven't raced for a while. And that was kind of the story of this race for me. I haven't driven in a while. The last time I uploaded a video was actually the last race that I did. So it's been quite a long time, about a month and a half, I think, maybe even longer. And I was quite off the pace. This car in front of us locking up into the corner there. As you can see, we're going to pass it in a second because they have no front wing. I didn't even realize that during the race. I thought I was making a heroic move here, and it turns out that they had no front wing. So we'll take that one, as always. But haven't raced in a while. Wasn't really on great grips with this car to begin with, because I don't race Super Formula that often. But I really want to change that, because I'm actually an avid fan of the series in real life. I watch every round, and of course, just wanted to learn this car. I feel like it's kind of like a Formula 1 car in a sense. It doesn't really drive like an Indy car. It drives like a Formula 1 car. In my opinion, very, very late on the brakes with this car, if you are braking efficiently and the right way. So, also has a tremendous amount of downforce on overtake here, trying to keep up with this group in front of us. You know, it's a little difficult. Like, I felt like I was quick, and I felt like I retained a lot of my speed that I've had over the past couple of years, but it just didn't really pan out in the way that I thought. Like, you can see on my braking trace, I'm just braking way too hard for this car, and in more of a triangle pattern, when it should really be like, you should be hitting that like 80% threshold and then kind of holding it and then trailing off, where I was kind of trailing like this triangle. Oh, it just whacked my mic. This triangle shape, as you can see right there, and that's not really the most efficient way to brake in this car. Although the line is smooth to the 0%, it's still not the exact shape you want. You kind of want more of like a cliff shape, where it's like flat for a while and then it trails off. But trying to just experiment, find speed here, try different lines through this section of the track. This is a very, very fast track. A lot of speed. You can really carry some serious momentum around here. And I ended up, figuring that out as we went on, of course. Starting to get up there in the iRating, starting to really improve. Last year, I think I was around the low 2000s, and now this year, I think I'm sitting around like 3,200 now or something like that. So definitely improving. You can't really see this in the shot, but I included it anyways. We got a car in our mirror really hunting us down here. So we're going to have to figure out how we are going to defend this position here. But this is where racecraft comes into play. And what I think has helped my iRating a lot is just knowing which battles to fight. And this guy is going to go for a lunge up the inside. And I am just going to decide to let him through and not fight that, because you never really know how things are going to play out. But this was a good battle here. We'll see if we can stick with him. So using all of the curb on the left, braking around the 75. short shifting to really slow the car down and just trying to get on power as early as we can. Now, this is where it's a little difficult to follow people because of the dirty air. So luckily, we were able to keep a close enough distance to where we're still in this fight. But I really just think my brake settings weren't actually set right because I haven't driven so long, and my load cell was just a little too sensitive, if that makes sense. So I was stepping on the pedal a little too hard, and so I actually increased this yesterday after this race, and much quicker, much quicker. So we're going to go through the first corner here, and he is going to take way too much inside curb and is going to turn right on a straight, which is not advised. Ideally, you want to be going straight down a straight. So he ends up in the wall, and that's going to be the end of his race, and we'll take that position. So I guess the pressure got to him, and now we've got a car off in the gravel over there on the left. Not sure what happened there, but of course, including that, all paying to the spots that we are taking during this race. We started P19 in this one, I think, or P18, something way towards the back. Like, I thought I was having a good qualifying, and it was abysmal. We've got a nice group of cars in front of us, and so I really didn't do any practice for this race. I think I did about 3 laps, and so that contributes to why my qualifying was so bad. But you know, that I wanted to make this video as this car peels off into the pits. We'll get another position there. I wanted to make this video to just kind of explain, like, you should never really give up, even if you have a bad qualifying. As long as you play the race smart and you stay alive, you'd be surprised how many positions you can make up. That's kind of my method to racing. I like to call it the Scott Dixon method or the Alex Palou method. The two drivers are very similar in that sense, where they're very precise and very methodical and calculated with how they race, and they always end up at the front because they kind of just stay out of trouble and they know when the right time to battle is. And so, speaking of battling, we've caught up to somebody right here. So quite the gap closed. So we're definitely faster than this driver, but are we close enough to make a move? I don't know. It's a little far away. We're going to look for it up the inside here, Max Verstappen style. We're just going to peel out to the right there the last second. A little bit of a shift, if you will, to the right, and we're going to look up to the inside, but it's not quite done yet. You can see he's still holding his position. We're going to close off his entry point and just shove ourselves up the inside here, and we'll get that move done. But we've got more pressure behind. So we overtook one car, but we still have another car chasing us down. So that's going to play a large factor in this race as we go towards the end. So we will stay tuned for that, because while I'm hunting cars down, I am also being chased very aggressively by, I think, the driver that was P3 at the start of the race. I think he had an off in the first corner, and that led us to this moment. So we are being hunted by a very, very quick driver, and we're just going to have to do our best to stay in front here. But we are gaining on this Merc in front of us, so things really starting to shape out for us. I didn't think at the start of this race that it was really going to go as well as it has, but we just stayed out of trouble. We made good choices, and now here we are fighting for P8 out of all things. So we've made up 9 positions so far just by solely staying alive. He's going to go very wide into this corner. That's going to give us a great run. Not normally an overtaking spot you see around this track. So he's going to bail out because he knows that would end in disaster if we ran side by side through there. If this was a Formula 1 race, I think things would have been a little different. Maybe a little bit more of a fight from drivers to keep that position. But we're going to go on board with the driver behind us now. So this is the person that was hunting us down. And what a great battle this is. We're just going to leave this rolling for a while here because this is just a fantastic scrap. So much faster than me. And we can analyze his footage and just see how much later he is on the brakes. So he's going to start braking around the 75 meter board, maybe even potentially the 65 meter spot, whereas I was braking around the 80 meter, 90 meter spot. So that's why I realized my braking wasn't exactly the best. So he's really closing in on the brakes here. As you can see, a little bit more straight as well. He's holding that curb line a little bit more consistently. That's going to allow him to catch up. We are nearing the end of the race. I know you can't see it in this clip, but once we jump back to my point of view, you'll see we're on lap 15 of 17 here, or 16 of 17, so one of the two. But very, very close to the end. He's on overtake mode. I can't remember if I was on overtake mode or not here. I was running out of push to pass at this moment, so very, very close on that. But just as we go through the final corner, you can see I go maybe 2 inches over the track limits. We'll look again here from my onboard. Look at that. Oh, that's gutting. So we're going to get a slowdown out of that. 1 second. Now, how I handled this, I just don't really know if this was the best way to clear this slowdown. I just really slow my exit off of this corner, hoping that it would clear, and I could stay right behind him with overtake on, but unfortunately it didn't really work. It kind of lasted all the way down the straight, and that's going to basically take that position away from us. We now really have no chance of catching him up. So that is the white flag there. We're P9 now, so unfortunately we lost out on that one. It is such a shame that we weren't able to get that done as he locks up the inside right there, but what a shame. What a shame. We really could have done without that mistake. But with that being said, we got to be proud of ourselves, guys, right? What a race. What a fantastic comeback from a disastrous qualifying. It just proves that staying alive, being sharp with your decisions, making good choices, knowing when the right time to overtake is, really goes a long way. And yeah, I was quite happy with that result for my first race back in a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had an absolute blast. We'll take a look at the incidents after this, but yeah, I had so much fun doing this. What a race. And I look forward to doing a lot more of these. I think, you know, the future is bright for this channel. I'll say that. We're gonna be doing a lot of racing this season. So yeah, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. I encourage you to leave a like. That is my one thing I ask of you if you enjoyed this video. But let's take a look at the incidents and we'll end this thing off. All right, so we'll take a look at what caused all of this. So it's Aragini off the line. The car in front of him jump starts and gets a really bad launch because of that. So he's going to look to the left, and what ends up happening here is he kind of gets tagged from the rear, which spins that car, and that car gets run into by everybody going up the hill. So that's pretty much it. You can see how that one transpired. I unfortunately forgot to take a look at the other incidents, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.